You know, there's a multi-trillion-dollar problem hiding in plain sight in our global economy. All of our most valuable physical things, think gold bars, industrial parts, luxury goods, they're completely cut off from the powerful digital world we've built. But what if we could change that? What if we could give every single physical object a digital life?
Okay, let's get right into it. What we're looking at here is a patented technology that completely closes that gap. It's creating an entirely new class of assets called Phygitals. And these objects you see aren't just fancy collectibles. No, they represent the very first wave of physical items that have a true, verifiable digital soul.
So I want you to keep this one big question in mind as we go through this. What if every single physical thing, from a tiny component in a jet engine to a bar of gold in a vault, had its own digital identity? An identity you could interact with, verify, and even program. Just think about what that world would look like.
To really get why this is such a big deal, we first have to understand the core problem. Right now, we're basically living in two different economies, the physical and the digital. And honestly, both have some pretty big flaws. Let's break down this divide.
And this is where it gets really clear. On one side, you have physical assets, and frankly, they're kind of dumb. They're super vulnerable to being faked, they tell you nothing after they're sold, and a lot of the time they just sit in a warehouse or a vault as dead capital. Then you have digital assets. They're like ghosts, right? Often no real-world value to back them up, which leads to all those crazy hype cycles and bubbles. So there's a huge need for something that combines the best of both.
So how do you actually solve a problem that big? Well, the answer is to create a link between the physical item and its digital counterpart that is absolutely, positively unforgeable. And that's where the core invention of the Monolith Protocol comes in. It's a process they call monolithic encapsulation.
And here's how it works, step by step. First, you start with a high-security cryptographic chip. Then it gets physically fused to the asset, not glued, but fused. This bond is then sealed up in a special polymer that makes it totally tamper-proof. I mean, if you try to remove that chip, it just destroys itself. And then, with one tap, its unique digital identity, its soul, is born on the blockchain. That creates a permanent one-to-one link that can never be broken.
Now, this is the part you really got to get. This is the whole game changer. This isn't just a QR code or a tag you can peel off. The physical object itself becomes the private key. This is such an elegant solution to what's known as the Oracle problem. You know, the huge challenge of getting real-world data securely onto a blockchain. With this, you don't need to trust a third party or some sensor. Just having the object in your hand is the ultimate proof.
And for any serious business looking at this is probably the most important part. This entire system, from the way the chip is fused to the software that verifies it, isn't just some idea. It's backed by a solid wall of intellectual property, with patents filed right with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. That means it's a defensible, long-term competitive advantage.
So, okay, we've got this incredible core technology, but it's not just tech for tech's sake. It's actually the foundation for a whole new enterprise ecosystem. Let's dig into how this creates actual new revenue streams and gives businesses a level of control they've never had before. Think about the doors this opens up. It unlocks a whole suite of as-a-service models. With manufacturing as a service, a company can license the tech to upgrade its own production lines. Traceability as a service gives you an unforgeable proof of origin for ESG compliance. Inventory as a service lets you audit an entire warehouse instantly. And verification as a service gives customs agents a simple tool to just tap and verify an item is legit.
And here, we can connect the dots directly from the patented tech to real-world business value. For example, the data structure is built to be compatible with ISO 2200. That's the global standard for financial messages. So it meets new EU rules like the Digital Product Passport right out of the box. The ZK Truth Engine provides quantum-safe verification at a massive scale, which is essential for big supply chains. And get this, the Monolith Protocol finally lets creators earn royalties when their physical goods are sold on the secondary market. That's been impossible until now.
I want to just zero in on that verification engine for a second, because it's incredibly smart. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's modular. It has 4 different cryptographic lanes, so you can choose the right one for your needs, whether you need extreme privacy or massive speed. It's built to scale and it's quantum safe, so it's ready for the future of logistics.
Okay, but what happens at the end of an asset's life, when it's used up, or broken, or needs to be recycled? This is where the story gets truly revolutionary, especially when you think about sustainability and the circular economy. Let's talk about the Phoenix Protocol.
The Phoenix Protocol is a powerful idea. It's basically an on-chain ceremony where an owner can prove they've physically destroyed an asset. Say they properly recycled it. That act of destruction then triggers the creation of a brand new, purely digital asset that carries on the original's legacy. It literally turns physical waste into durable digital value.
And the whole process is completely transparent and auditable. First, the owner proves they have the object and declares they're going to destroy it. Then, the object is verifiably destroyed, often with video proof. The original digital twin is then burned off the blockchain. And in its place, a new Phoenix NFT is created, carrying forward the entire history and unlocking new perks.
So why does this matter so much to big companies? Well, it creates a bulletproof, auditable record of what happened to an asset at its end of life. Just imagine this for something like an EV battery. You can now prove on-chain that every component was recycled correctly, meeting all those tough ESG regulations.
And this is what you're left with. A Phoenix NFT. It's a digital soul that has literally outlived its physical body. It's not tied to a physical thing anymore, but it holds the complete history and provenance of what it once was, transforming that legacy into new forms of digital value. So let's zoom all the way out. Where does all of this actually lead? What's the grand vision here? Well, we're moving way beyond just tracking objects. We're moving into a world where we can actively program them.
And this quote just nails it. The Monolith Protocol allows physical assets to finally do what digital assets have been doing for years, become fully programmable, move across different networks, and be totally compliant with regulations. It's the birth of a new kind of digital commodity, one that's actually anchored to the real world.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. This technology creates a world where every object, every atom, really, can have a unique address and a set of rules attached to it. It makes the physical world itself programmable. So the real question isn't just about what this technology can do, it's what will you build with it.